Monday. It is Monday. It's going to be Monday all day long. But it's the start of a new week, and I hope that this finds you creative and happy and looking forward to new things ahead, and that maybe you can craft along with me, heckle along with me, whatever you fancy. Let's get to the desk and see what we have made in September so far, because today is the last day of the September kit. It's not the last day of December. Definitely not that. Last day of September. But it's our last live stream of September. That's where I'm going with this. Our next live stream is Friday, and that'll be October. New stuff. Okay, let's see what we've done in September so far. We have. Where we started with a page that had a little bit of every collection I ever did for American Crafts, all on one page with 2 3x4 photos. We then did some making a kit from your old stash, and we had 3 3x4 photos on this one and 2 3x4 photos on this one, plus a lot of die cuts. Then 2 4x6, and we went straight into the actual kit list at this point, and this was the Simple Stories Book Fair collection, which I love. And then 4 photos on this one, again, mostly Book Fair, not quite all. But yeah, loving that. 2 4x6 with last Monday's starting point, which was 2 rows of tiny little collages from a paper that has 2x2 squares. And then on Friday, we made a page that could have either 1, 2, or 3 photos. Mine is going to have this little pocket stuck down here. Once the photo goes here, and then I'm going to put some extra photos and things in this pocket over here, which will go down with double-sided sticky tape to hold it. But as the die cut that makes the pocket is super sturdy, it does that with just normal adhesive. But I'm not ready to stick it down because I need to get my photos decided and printed and put on there. So that is what we have made with the September kit so far. Today I have 2 3x4s to finish this month of live streams, and they are in celebration of the first pumpkin spice of the season. So for him, that's a pumpkin spice frappuccino with coconut milk and vegan whipped cream. It's a very exciting time. Oh, I've lost a little star from one of those layouts. I'll go back and find it. So we're going to do something a little autumnal with what we've got in the kit that is left over, which there's quite a lot because we didn't start using the kit until halfway through. So we still have 1 collage page. We have the arrows. We have the starburst. We've got a cut apart here. And then from Book Fair, we have the stickers. We've got cut aparts there, red there. Oh, we haven't used the bookshelves. Okay, I have exactly the photo I want to put with this, but it's not today. We have the ledger, and then I think the rest of these were from the kit, right? Or just from the collection pack, I think. So we'll put them back for now. So we have all of this paper to work with. I'm not going to use the book one today because I know what I want to use that with. Okay. But we could bring that floral in with this. I think that's where we're going. Wondering, is there a way to mix that and this? It's kind of intense, isn't it? Yeah, this definitely feels autumnal. We've got a lot of orange, red, and yellow straight in. I'm wondering, since we have done a starburst layout this month that keeps the page whole, let me show you. I think I'm going to do something drastic with the one that's remaining. So if you have this, but you want a full page starburst idea, use this one. You're just going to move this down a little bit because the starburst comes from the bottom, not the middle. But that sort of situation. Yeah, but I think I'm going to cut this into pieces to use it and make a starburst on here. I don't think this is the day for that, so you're going to go back in. But I'll keep my scraps, and we might be able to get something from this cut apart in. We could definitely do like a hello autumn kind of scenario there and use that yellow hello. Might be able to mix in some of the other things there too. All right, so that's where we're gonna go. Let me do my speech, and then we're gonna see how that works, because it's a starting point. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to create this starburst design here, and then we're going to put the photos on top when it's finishing time. We can do it. We can do it. It's coming together in my brain right this second. Don't lose it, Shimelle. Don't lose it. Hello, I'm Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime I scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my #advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, crafty, not crafty, coming back to craft, all of it. You can find pretty much a link to anything you might need in the description box with this video. That includes the class that I'm teaching right now, which is Just Joy. The shopping list, if you want to join us on Friday with the October supplies, it's not too late to do that. And there's a discount code today. I've put it in the live chat if you want 10% off your order. But also, there is a list of the supplies that I'm using this Christmas that's linked in there. Anything else? Other classes that I teach, instant downloads, where you can find us on Facebook if you want to join our very big Facebook group called Scrapbook Like a Superhero, all that sort of stuff. Okay, I think that's everything. Just Joy is the class that's current right now. You should jump on in. Okay, let's go. That's enough. Everything is brought to you right now by Just Joy. Okay, here we go. So what I imagine we are going to be able to create is a starburst that comes from a floral. So there is my 12 by 12 background. We're going to put the photos aside for a minute because that's how starting points work here. And what I'm going to do is cut out just the lines that have colors here. So the orange, I mean, this is most of them, to be fair. The orange, the yellow, and the aqua are all there. This color is not. There is a red and a turquoise. I'm not sure about the bright green. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. You could do this with a trimmer or with scissors. And you could do it with a halo or without. I'm going to start and attempt scissors and a halo. So I always find it easier to have the halo on the left of the blade, so it means I'm going to turn the paper with each one. You might be ambi-halo-ish and be able to cut even halo on both sides. That's not me. I'm proud of you if you have that talent. Whenever I have to cut on the other side of the blade, it's not anywhere near as predictable and even. Right, what has everybody been up to this weekend? We have been, where have we been? We have been to assorted lessons, and then also WB went to see his friend in a play, and we did some shopping because WB has a project coming up that includes some travel, so he needed travel-y things to take with him. And that, between those three things, the training, the show, the shopping, that basically blocked out an entire weekend for the two of us. And then the Adhesive Avenger is working on a project. And so he was doing that. Basically, hello, we're a family of special interests. Right, Nikki says, what do I do with kit leftovers? I just keep using them. Please don't overthink this. I just keep using them. Yep. If you well, maybe not if you is probably not the right sentence. If I separate everything into elements that, like kits for each month, I'm never going to use it. I did that for a little while. I told myself, no, you'll find it more organized to come back to the leftovers and you'll know what month they were from. It does not matter what month they were from. Just put it wherever you're going to use it and packed away in a monthly kit, unless you're going outside of your house and the kit becomes useful. If it's packed away, if it's a monthly kit that you're leaving out or you're leaving easily accessible, great. If you are packing it up out of sight and you're going to forget that you own it, then you're not going to use it. Just saying. Allie also needs the halo to be on the left. Yes. Autumn went to the beach with her granddaughter, took lots of beach photos. Yay. Oh, and you finally got a contract on your home. Amazing. Okay. We are glad that you are getting good news post massive fires. Yes. Small and Scrappy has been to birthday lunch with one of her girls and got a new car. Look at you. New wheels. Excellent. Very fancy. Oh, Tisha says, I don't have a link in the description box for the scrapbook. Scrapbooking is my superpower merch. You're right. It's on the Facebook group. Let me go grab it and get it. You're right. That should be in the description box stuff. Let's find out. Oh, Small and Scrappy is Carissa. I did not realize. Okay, cool. I probably did realize. I hadn't put it together though. Let's get the t-shirt link. It is, and you can get it on other things than t-shirts. You can get it on hoodies or stickers. Just scroll down. What are my options today? If I scroll down from the hoodie, I get t-shirt, shorts, tank top, hat, sticker, kids t-shirt, mug, and then view more. So you can get it in whatever you want. Okay, we are going to see if it'll let me post such a long link in the live chat. No, it will not. Shorten the link. So we're just going to, I would like to use a service where I don't have to fill out a survey to shorten my link. Thank you. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. I used to use these more often. Nope, this one worked. Okay, copy. There's the merch link, but I'm just going to throw it out there. I get $1 per t-shirt, or I think I get $2 for a hoodie and $1 for a t-shirt. So please just buy one if you want one, rather than thinking that you're going to keep my lights on. If you want to keep my lights on, buy class. It always makes me giggle when I get the sales report, because it'll be like, congratulations, we have just sent you a paycheck for $3 minus tax. Thank you. I sold 3 t-shirts. It's cute though. I like that they exist rather than they don't need to be an income stream. It's just cute to have them. All right. How many more of these do we want? Not sure about the lime green, but I have included it. Oh, what are you doing with your cutting there, Shimelle? Come on. Joanna printed photos of her son's wedding in prep for making his album. Yay! Gorgeous. And I have stuff to send you. Just please let me get through tomorrow, and then I'll send all of that. Tomorrow is everything tomorrow. I have photos to send to you, my lovely. So now that I have cut this paper up like this, I'm definitely committed to doing something with it not as a full 12 by 12 background, huh? There's no going back from this. It's all chopped up. So what we're going to do is then create our own little starburst from the floral. So we're going to see how that's going to work. All right. Oh, Allison says, has the work outside finished? Well, let's not get too brave, because when I last thought they were done, then they just came straight into the middle of a live stream. And the one where I was losing my mind, they were so loud. Do you know, within 2 minutes of me finishing, they also finished. What? So yeah. But so far, there's no one at my desk. Yes, you could stick this back together on a 12 by 12. That's kind of what I'm going to do, but not quite. Yeah. Oh. The adhesive Avenger is going to make noise downstairs just to make me feel more comfortable. I'm not sure how much I appreciate that. But, you know, it's nice to be thought of. Oh, Carrie got her son and granddaughter's 2024 albums organized in this year's story style. We like that. Yes, we do. All right. So we're looking like this. Remembering that the ends don't matter, so it's okay that we move stuff around. Whoops. Okay, but that needs to go. That's as far in as it can go. If I follow the same pattern, yeah, and then, but there'd be, yeah, red here. Okay, so I think keep the yellow and the green out. And we do this. Right. So, oh, Allison says the adhesive Avenger is far more polite because he let me know that he was going to make noise. Amazing. Okay, so I'm going to, oh, Kim can't see a link for the Christmas supplies. Hold on. Has it disappeared from the box? Let's see. Is it still there? Oh, it has gone. Where's it gone? Good call, good call. Okay, I got it here somewhere. I'll put it in both the box and the live chat. So, correct window. Christmas list contains affiliate links. Okay, and then also put it in here. Okay, it's in both now. Fabulous. Now, what I want to do with each of these is not keep them flat. I'm going to crease them all. And I could just fold them in half. And part of me is very tempted to just try and fold them in half. But I have a feeling that's not a good thing to do on a live stream. I might screw it up. So instead, I'm going to get some tools involved. Do I have a stylus here. Or am I just gonna be fancy with the end of a paintbrush? I'm gonna be fancy. That's fine. Okay, so you might have a scoring blade. You might have a stylus, but also you can just use the channel in your trimmer and some sort of object that will travel down that quite easily. Take this, put it in the middle so that you are going down the middle of this, the middle of your strip. So the pointy bit is going to be lined up with your strip there. Michelle, I've just posted that link in. Go 4 messages up. So you want this to be in the center of the wide end and at the narrow end. Then if you don't have the kind with a wire, you can close it to hold it in place a little bit more, but I have the kind with a wire and the wire gets in the way. So I just hold it and then score down the line. So that gives you a line that you could just leave it like that. Or you can fold it like that. And then I'm going to add ink to the outsides here. And we're going to do that for each one of these. And when I did that, where did my little paintbrush run to? There it is. Fold and ink. So because I've got the halo on the edges and I'm putting it on a white base pattern paper, then I'm definitely inking. Now we know I'm just definitely inking because it's what I do. But if I'm doing 2 very similar colors like white on white or cream and white or whatever, I'm going to add that ink so that I have a defined edge and it's not doing some weird effect in your eyes going, where's the edge of that? I can't find it. Because I don't find that enjoyable. Right. Autumn says, I'm having trouble finding a good app to print 3x4 on my ancient Canon Pixma Pro 100. Does anybody have a recommendation? I'm using print to size, but the borders are very uneven. I'm using brown ink because it's autumn. So Autumn, are you trying to, you want to print from your phone? So you're looking for a phone app, yeah? So Nikki suggests trying PicFrame. Jenny uses the Project Life app. Red one. Kim says, are you going to Disney in December? I'm not, but I like that collection, and so I've put it at the end of the list for anybody who is, yeah? So if you are either having a very Disney-themed Christmas, or you are going to Disney, which is a Disney-themed Christmas indeed, then you might want that collection in your mix. But I put it at the end because it's definitely not for everybody, and that's fine. We will not be in the parks, but we do have a Disney element to our Christmas this year, so I will be using some of that collection mixed in. Yeah. Allie is spending some of Christmas at Disney. Yay! And she's thinking it will fill her 6x8 album. That's fine. Oh, Justine was off for brunch with her besties this weekend. It's never a bad day to have brunch with good people. Carrie says she's seen the Disney Christmas collection and it's super cute. It's adorable. It is. It's really sweet. I didn't ink the orange one. Thank you. You're right. I did not. Oh, I have. Kim says the Simple Stories Hard Candy Christmas is so cute and so me. I do really, really like this collection, but I also find it really, really funny that it's named after a musical theater song. So yay! We love a Christmas with a theater reference. We'll take it. There. What was I going to say? It must not have been that important. Joanna says, why is brunch so much nicer than breakfast or brunch? But I definitely agree. Oh, Kim says, from what show? And isn't it a Dolly Parton song? You're both on the right track here. I'm not going to say the name of the show because I think the title of the show will get my channel flagged. And Dolly Parton is in the movie. Yes. So go on. What musicals has Dolly Parton been in that I wouldn't want to say the name of the musical on my family-friendly YouTube channel? After the duck incident, I'm just playing it ultra safe. Dun, dun, dun. Right. I didn't ink this one either. Somebody's going to say so. It's okay. Nikki says it makes me think of I Want Candy, but Nikki's saying by Bow Wow Wow. That's not the I Want Candy that I am thinking of. All right. We have done all that. Fabulous. Now, how do we adhere it if I've creased it down the middle? That's a really good question. The truth is, I don't want a huge amount of fold from this because it is going to flatten down. So I'm still going to put the adhesive in the middle right along the line. And then we're going to go along and see what we have. So the adhesive will be there, but it still gives me just a little bit of dimension in there. Now, if you want a lot of dimension, use liquid adhesive or really narrow fine line adhesive on the double-sided tape and just go right down the middle line because that would be narrower than what I'm doing here. And you can, if you want to get the adhesive just in the center, use the same thing that you did to fold the lines. Do it like that. I'm really curious now. Hold on. Oh my goodness, there are so many songs with that title. It's hilarious because there's even another one that I didn't know. 2 that I didn't know. 3 that I didn't know. Oh my goodness, so many people have recorded these songs. Okay, but what is the one that I'm thinking of? No, it is that. I just didn't. Okay, so we were on the same track. I just didn't know that that was the name of the artist. That's fine. That's fine. But oh my goodness, if you Google I Want Candy lyrics, lots of different artists come up. I'm not sure from that look of how many are covers of the same song and how many are completely different songs with the same name. Yes, you could also use a pop dot either side, and that's what I do with butterflies when I fold them in half. Yep, definitely can. Excellent idea, Allie. Now, what else do we add to this to make it a starting point? Or do you think this in itself is the starting point? What do you think? Think it needs more, or would you see this and go, yep, I know I would use that and carry on in this direction? What would you do? So we have this option, and let me cut off the extras so it does actually look like a page ready to be made. So, do we think this is the starting point? Or do you want me to add a bit more first? I think I'll take a screenshot here, but we might do another one in a moment. Nikki says, I would have no idea where to go from there. Okay. So, there we go. Let's then have a look at what we have here. Let's start. Is this tall enough for 3x4s? Just amazing. Bend and snap. Do, 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 do. Bend and snap. So just to give us an idea. I'll use that to cut a block to size, and then we know, oh, I bumped the focus. Oh, it did this last time too. I forgot. Okay, hold on. Hello. The silly thing is I have to start it over. So I need to come up with a new way to do the screen grab, because it takes the camera out now, and it didn't used to. I haven't changed the software, but the iOS update has changed things. Okay, so we cancel out the camera that we use for this, and then we start again. And we're going to put it up here. And are we still in landscape? Nope. Yep, okay. And then we plug that all in, and we say we want to focus here. And then we really, really hope for the best. So, testing. This is blurry, it wasn't refocused. Okay, we're good. Fabulous. I will figure out how. I'm obviously doing something wrong, like it's changed, and I don't know how. I don't know what has changed, so I shall put that on the list. But at least I do now have it so it's not constantly autofocusing, because we did fix that last week after Monday deciding that it was going to micro focus all the time. So it now has, the phone now has a much better ability to focus on each little thing, but it meant that my hands would be in a different focus point than the paper, and so it was constantly refocusing, and I was like, that is not what we wanted. So I have learned how to freeze it, but now I need to be able to freeze and screen grab at the same time. Okay, so we're going to have, I think I just inked this, but not enough. We're going to have the red box and build out from there. Now, have a look at the points, because we probably want to deal with them. So I don't want to cover up the whole floral. Okay. And so keep in mind, those of you on the live chat, depending on when you joined, people in the live chat are always at various different points. So sometimes I can tell because somebody will answer a question that I asked like 3 minutes before instead of like 60 seconds before. So don't get too worried if somebody's like, oh no, it's still blurry here. They'll catch up. It's fine. Okay, so let's bring in these other colors where possible and see what we've got. So in this collection pack, do I have anything that would go behind there? No, I do not. No. Okay. So we need some orange, don't we? I'm just making sure I don't have like extra scraps sitting in here. Oh, I do. Oh, I have more of the turquoise than I thought. Okay, phew. I thought I'd run out of this. So let's add a turquoise layer, some tags, and we will have a bigger spot. So we'll have those two. Let's have this orange tag here. Oh goodness, can you hear that when it beeps? My heart rate monitor has decided to start, it turned itself off and then on again. Oh, and Georgia would like to shout out, if you are on the Facebook group and have not seen the crop list, then you should go over to Scrapbook Like a Superhero, the Facebook group, and add any local crops you know anywhere in the world to the list, because we've compiled in the comments, like Hive Mind compiled this massive list of all these different places you can crop all over the world. And Georgia has kindly said that she's going to turn it into a document that we can have in the resource files for the group. Thank you. But we want to make it as complete as possible. So if you haven't seen that list and you know of a crop, please go pop it on there. And if you've been looking for a crop, you can go look through it. And soon you'll be able to have like a little search for certain locations. Elaine says if it's blurry and there's no parking, then they are very, very behind. Remind me, there is a new no parking in my life, and in a little while, not today, but in a little while down the road, I'll be able to tell you this story, and it's so funny. Georgia, no, I looked. We can't. I had to post it for it to be a featured post on the group. So what I'm going to do is keep bumping it a little bit, and then we will turn it into, we'll have to kind of like migrate it into a post that I can pin at the top. Anyway, so there's a new no parking, and I've been using it as an example to friends when they're like, you know, what advice have they given you for this and this project? And I'm like, well, you know how people in London will be really, really obvious to you if you can't park near their house, and when they invite you around for dinner, they'll be like, there's no parking. By the way, did I mention no parking? There's lots of, there's no place to park. Take a bus. There's no way to park. And I have a new one, and every email we get says, remember, there is no, and I'm just like, it's the new no parking. So it's amusing me, and in a few weeks when I can explain, it'll amuse you too if you're here from the Dark Ages where we had, well, this is not the Dark Ages. That's just days of yore. Days of yore. There's eras to my scrapbooking, and no parking is just days of yore. It is not the Dark Ages yet. That's further back. All right, so we've got this combination here. I feel we need yellow. Do we agree? I know the yellow is not in there. So we could also have that color. But I think we need to bring in this yellow. Oh, what did I have on the backs of these tags so I can have one to write on? Well, none of those jump out straight away. And it's not going to be this one because I'm saving this to use with the other square piece that matches it, because I have something that goes with that. Oh, we could use that bit of yellow. Okay, there's a B side here that's yellow. Still, every time I pass this, I think I've ripped it, and it's not ripped. Okay. Let's use the bubble one. This doesn't really translate to the UK so much. We don't do a lot of bubble tests. But I can write on that side, the yellow is grid, so that can be my journaling. Elaine says, ye old Friday night scrapping was a good time. And I don't know if you've seen, but this week, because I'm trying now to alter the different, oh, it's turned off again. Is my heart not beating? What's going on? I think it might just be too loose. So trying to put the weekly live stream for Just Joy at different times and eventually different days so that we can catch more people over the 6 weeks. So this week's is not at 2 p.m. It is at 6 p.m. So it'll be lunchtime-ish for Americans, and it'll be dinner time-ish over here. So we'll have a 6 p.m. Friday live stream. What time does Vicky start? That I meant to check that before I said 6. I think she's later, right? She's way later because she's nighttime Canada time. I'm sure of that. Okay. I don't want to, I try to never schedule at the same time as Vicky or Paige. It's not perfect, but I try. Okay. Everything there is inked. Let's figure this out, and let's straighten this corner that is flared for some reason. Yeah. Vicky says, Georgia says Vicky is 1 or 2 in the morning our time. Okay, cool. We're good. Okay, so we're going to take these two. We're not going to make them, oh, no. We're not going to make them completely centered because I don't want that structured kind of vibe. I want them a little off center. We're then going to bring in the journaling piece and the tag. So we'll put adhesive on the bottom of both of those and across the top here. Nope. Let's go further over. And down. We'll get there. This one going up that way. Okay, so then we have this box that we're going to put there. Now, you could pop this up, but we know I'm having trouble with the extra popping in my albums. So I'm not going to. Now I'm using the straight line of that ledger to, in theory, get this to be pretty straight. There we go. Now that can be the starting point. Okay? So I think I'll just have to take the screen capture from the video rather than from here. So I'll try that. Okay, now photos then. For me, I'm doing 2 4x6s right here. I want to make them just a tiny bit smaller so that I have a little bit more of the red on show. So I'm just going to take my white mat down a tiny smidge, but it's fine. If I'd had a little bit more of the red paper, I would just leave it, but that was what I had. And it's just the tiniest bit bigger. So if I do this, then I get to see more of the red. I still have the effect of a white border to give a nice clean little frame to my photos. That's going in the middle there. Now we had that cut apart that said hello, and we were going to see about working in hello and autumn. Can I ask, would it also work if the rays radiated out from the mat? Yes, that would be fine. Oh, it's gonna keep beeping, and I don't know how well you can hear it, so going to take it off so it won't keep beeping at me. Hopefully my heart is fine. Okay, so I could move this down here, which saves that problem, but I don't want to lose too much there. So I'm going to recut this down. Oh, the workmen are back. I can hear people grunting. Let's see what we got here. Justine wants to know genuinely who would be interested. Oh, she's maybe wanting to have, she is wanting, but she wants some interest in a crop in Bedford. So Justine's crop is recruiting. Anybody near Bedford, would you go crop with Justine? So make sure it gets on that post and we'll see what we can find. Nikki says she might be able to go. But yes, if you needed to make this work with shorter rays, then they could just come to here and not need to be underneath there. Okay. So then this could go up here. So you could either, depending on your story, I don't really want to bring that all the way down here and have it on his forehead. But if there were no story value there, then I could do that. I could actually have swapped them, but that ship has sailed. So instead, we're going to go up, and I think we'll just have a little peek of the red coming through there. And this is where I'm going to say, nope, it's time for Papillos. So let's have some Papillos. And one on this end, I think. A couple. Let's do a couple on that end. Oh, that didn't stick. Stay there. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so we've got hello, and then we need autumn. Over here, we probably have some orange letters that we could put to work. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that's worth shouting out, Justine. Where would the nearest train station be to your village hall? Yeah. So that then people can stick it in a train map app and say, oh, that's actually only one change along the way or whatever. Yeah. The journey might be easier by public transport than you think. And we are here for as much cropping by public transport as we can find because parking, it's limited. Okay, also spacing is limited. I chose the wider alpha and it's not going to fit. So we're going to wiggle stuff around here. Okay, so in theory that takes up, not in theory, just in actuality, it takes up that much room, which is not going to work. So we got to move this over, which means I was a fool to put it on pop dots, because that makes it not so easily repositionable, because look, they just follow. Sad times, sad times. It's okay. I have plenty. So we will do a little bit more like this. I don't, except for this one, which needs to make room for the A, I don't go back and remove these because they'll just add more stability underneath. So if they're still going to be covered up, it's fine. I only take them off if they're going to show, but they won't adhere stuff. So you might need to take them off for that purpose. Okay, so I need to bring this more like here. Okay, so that bit needs to come off there, but they just rub them and they come off. It's fine. Then we'll move this over. And Autumn in the live chat is used to how much space her name takes up in letter stickers and was like, Shimelle, no, no, you have not left enough room. I know, it's my name. Whoops, I'm sorry, Autumn. It's gonna be fine now. And we're gonna put the N right at the edge, that's fine. Now, we're going to go to the die cuts that they match these florals, right? It's okay, Autumn. So we've got that one, which is quite similar, that we can put on that side, and we're going to put one on this side too. But just trying to decide what. I've used all the little ones now, basically, so... I think this one is going to go here. Okay, I like it here not overlapping, so it's just going to overlap up here. Perfect. Which way around did I have it? That way. Let's do that. Oh. That doesn't look right, does it? Does it need to come right that way to the corner? No, it is obvious. It's not radiating from the same place. So we'll put it back where it was, but I'm just going to take the bottom off. Hello, Corey. So back to the same spot. Okay, and then this one is going over here underneath the title. So basically we have 3 groupings of the florals. It's just that one is already printed on the paper and is huge. I think this one might even be best underneath the strip. but not with the pencil vertical. That's weird. And not both covered. It needs to go over one and under another, doesn't it? So let's make it go over these bits, under those. Papios, you're causing me hard work. There we go. Okay. Do we want one more floral like underneath that corner? You know what I could do? That. Like that. Yes? Okay. Now, tourmaline's going to go on there. Let's see about other little things we can do. Oh, plus, you know, when you have thematic things, don't forget you have them. I know I have some pumpkin spice themed products. Okay, this one's actually a mug and not a takeaway paper cup, so we're not going to use that one, but I have that and I need to remember it. But I'm pretty sure I have epoxy enamel-y doodlebug stickers with pumpkin coffees. My doodlebug puffy sticker, or puffy, no, not puffy, enamel sticker, so they're called shape sprinkles, includes Polaroid cameras, craft supplies, Disney themed luggage. What else do we have in here? Ha ha ha! And pumpkin spice. Oh, see you later, Joanna. So let's use it. Same collection, because there's that one. So we need this one. Maybe both of those. Yeah. Could put both of them on the same spot. Like they could be a little couple there, or we could put them in two places. I kind of like the idea of them side by side here. And then I need a little heart above them. So maybe I need to bring this one down so that the heart's not running too high. But the little ones on here are actually coffee beans. Ah, but there's an orange heart there. Let's have that. No. No more than usual, but I do visit my stash. Okay, so we have that little themed section there that you could easily leave off. Yeah. Or you could replace with random themed things that you love or have in your stash and keep forgetting to use. Okay, now what I'd really like to do is add some border stamping to these strips. You could also just sew them, but I'd like to stamp on them. Now, if I were a tiny little border stamp, whose collection would I be in? Because I visit them, but sometimes I don't remember things like that. it's an imperfect system, and that's okay because it keeps me visiting. So right now, flipping through stamp drawer to go, oh, I know where this is actually. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I'm going to show you because I found this in Cornwall. Okay. So when we were on holiday in Cornwall, I remembered something and was so proud of myself because when we went to the States, I did not remember and it was awkward. So, story time. When we went to the States, while we were there, WB had an audition tape come in and I did not bring his audition sweater. He always matches his headshots in his audition tapes. And so I hadn't packed it. And it's like a big, thick green sweater. And I'm then trying to find something like that in the States in May when it's like a gazillion degrees already. So I learned. We ended up just getting him in a green t-shirt of the same color from Old Navy. Thanks for bailing me out, Old Navy. Not sponsored. I did buy the shirt. But I was still thankful for their existence that day. So when we went to Cornwall, I took the jumper and straight away he gets an audition tape on like the second day we're there. And we were like, yes, pack the jumper. High five. Second tape that comes in while we're there is you need to be in a school uniform. Dudes, it's August and we are at a beach resort. Well, you know, like a beach town. School uniform is not what I have packed. Do not own. No. So I then spent a day while they were at the beach. I went around the town to go into every charity shop to try to hodgepodge a school uniform together, which I did for under $5, and I'm very proud of that. But along the way, I may have got distracted by one of those charity shops having a stamp basket, and the stamps in the basket were 2 for £1. So ta-da-da-da! I got those for £1 total. This is a set of borders from Technique Tuesday, so we know the quality is nice. And Avery L. also exceptionally good quality. And this one is nerd themed. Yes, lovely. So here we go. I have little border stamps that I can use. So these are all different stitching patterns. This set is called Hanging by a Thread. So let me show you. Now, it says these stamps came out in 2005. That sounds completely accurate. But they will stamp beautifully. So I have all, oh, it's not going to focus there. I have all of these different stitches. It kind of looks like all the options on my sewing machine. And somebody who donated these was super organized because they've even got the little CD covers that they stored them in. Lovely. So here we go. I need my stamping block, which I have put where exactly? That'll work. And let's have some brown to stamp in. So I'm going to swap to that walnut stain. Nikki says, I never find stuff like that in my local charity shops. I don't in the ones that are in my own neighborhood, but there's a cancer research shop in Bromley that does often have a crafty bit. But I think at one point in time that somebody either had a small shop, like an online small shop, like Etsy store or something like that, and it decided to give up, or somebody had been a mega like collect all the supplies and then decided they didn't like the hobby anymore because for a little while they had this section that was just so much early 2000s scrapbooking stuff. And I was just like, where did it all come from? Yeah, and I stayed strong, but it was hard. Still stamps beautifully. So what I'm going to do is take the different stitches and move them to different spots. I don't want these to all be like super orderly. So the colors are in a pattern. They repeat going around, but this is not going to. This is going to be a little bit more higgledy-piggledy. Okay, so we got that. I need my stamp cleaner, which I left in here. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to soak it. It got too dry. And it will come back to life, I think, but it's going to need to soak rather than just go under the tap. Okay, I'll use a different one, that's fine. I got plenty of things to clean stamps with. I am at no shortage. There we go. That's all right, Sophia. You can listen from afar all you like. Oh, you've done a professional bio of yourself. Amazing. I'm going to follow my own advice and do the bigger, wider stamps first, and then come back to just the plain running stitch in any little gaps. Ooh, Georgia says, Tuckwell in Farnborough. Oh, sorry. Is it called Phyllis Tuckwell in Farnborough in Hampshire? Has two week-long craft sales a year, and the entire retail store is just craft. Wow. You can all giggle along with me because you know many of you would do the same thing. But because WB is doing this thing where he has to travel a bit, I looked up all the recommended charity shops in the places that he has to go. I was like, I don't want to go and miss something where somebody's like, but you didn't go to this like amazing place. So I just had a little look. Mostly I just like to have a mooch and not buy anything, but you know, sometimes you spend £1 on 2 sets of stamps. Okay, so we've got we've got nothing on that one. We've got something on all of the mix-up ones. So let's make sure they all get something. Let's have this one next. We can start with that one. And then I think I'm going to find some little leaves or a little pumpkin to add into. I have a really cute pumpkin set, but I'm not sure if it's going to be small enough, but we're going to look at it because it's so stinking cute. But first stitches. Different zigzaggy one. I need something underneath this or I'm going to have problems here. Oh, Autumn says Ellie Studio has a stamp set with stitches called Home Sewn Stitches Stamp. Excellent. Getting there. I feel like we need one more here and one more here and here, and then we're probably good for stitches. So let's go into that little one now. Oh, actually, there's one more I want before the little one. Boop, 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 boop. You can do it. It's just that you don't like writing about yourself, Sophia. It's all right. Look at the others. Scaffold your writing. You know how to do it. You do not need ChatGPT. You can do it. Okay, now we're going to do that little single running stitch. And that one, I'm going to go along anything where there's like an incomplete line to take it all the way to the edge. Autumn, that is absolutely fine. We're here for your main character energy. Always. Okay, so down here we've got this little gap, so we're going to put in the standard stitches. Okay, that's the hardest one to stamp because it wobbles. I knew that from having other sewing type ones, and I totally forgot. And then I was surprised by the wobble. Oh yes, the wobble. Okay, I'm going to leave the inside gaps open because that's where, in theory, I'm going to put little leaves and pumpkins. Don't you dare be I just want to call it GG at this point. ChatGPT-ing a gallery of achievements of yourself for your therapist, Georgia. Do not let AI do that job for you. Do not do it. Okay. Where is it? Not a basket. I know exactly. Oh, there it is. Okay. My arms aren't that long. Okay, so I have this super cute pumpkin set, but I think the pumpkins are going to be too big. But like, it's little cross-stitched pumpkins. Yeah, so cute. So it's a collab with ha, ha. Okay. It looks like we will have sound briefly. So let me hurry up. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these leaves and just alternate a solid or an outline in the little open spaces that are nearest here. And then I might just use this little phrase. I might just put the pumpkin spice stamp here. Yeah. Okay. So let me do my ending speech and then I'll just stamp. But I'm not quite sure. This was fully charged when we started, but yeah, it's definitely in the red zone. So I don't know how I rinsed it more than normal. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah. Ending speech. If you enjoyed the video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're super duper awesome and you want to do more scrapping with me on a nice focused balance, a focused basis, you should join Just Joy, and you can find the sign up link for that in the link in the description box. Yeah. But now I'm just going to stamp leaves until I'm done and or it runs out of sound. So thank you all for coming. I'm very glad you're here.